Hi everyone, it's Happymailqueen. I'm coming on this morning to do a tutorial, and it seems that you guys liked my little booklets, my little tag booklets that I had created for artattacksupplies.com, and a couple of you guys asked for a tutorial. So let me go ahead and just show you how I made these little booklets that are so cute to gift. And you can basically make it any theme you want too. It doesn't have to hold Christmas tags. It could hold thank you tags for you know, Thanksgiving, whatever you want to make it. So I basically, this is the second time I'm making this video, guys, so I hope this one turns out better. Okay, so I had used the pre-made cards, and I don't have any more of those pre-made cards from Art Attack Supplies. It's actually called the Tilda background paper. So this is the template that I had created when I did my cards, when I made my little booklets. So as an example, I'm just going to go ahead and use another Tilda paper. Now, when you guys create this, depending on if you're using the actual background paper that's already like a card, okay, or if you're going to actually use a 12 by 12 paper and, you know, cut it in half so you get a 6 by 12 inch piece of paper. So depending, I have two measurements for you guys. So this one is sized and scored accordingly to create the little booklets using the ready-made cards. Okay, because the ready-made cards, sometimes it's not exactly a full 12 inch when you open it. It's not a full 6 by 12 inch. You might be like 1/8 inch short. That's what I found. So I had to tweak it when I made my measurements. So basically, the tutorial I'm going to show you is using the ready-made cards. Okay? And so let me just show you my template, because I think it's easier to see the score lines and also the measurements. So you're going to score at 2 3/4, and that is the first line here. Then you're going to score at 2 7/8, which is the next line over, all the way down. And then here, if you're using the ready-made cards, the background paper, they would have already scored it for you at 5 7/8, which is this one right here. And then you're going to go 2 lines in, or 2 lines to the left here, and you're going to score that, and that's the 5 5/8. So that creates your 1/4 inch spine, or gusset, if you will. Why am I not focusing here? I don't get it. Sorry, guys. There we go. Okay, so again, this is scored at 5 5/8 right here, the first line, 5 5/8 and 5 7/8, creating that 1/4 inch gusset or spine, because when you fold this in, that is going to be your spine right there. Okay, so that's the middle. And then for your last 2 panels here, you're going to score at 8 5/8 and 8 6/8, or 8 3/4. So 8 5/8 and 8 6/8. And then for your last score line, it's going to be at 11 1/2. And then you're going to cut that piece off. Okay, so you're going to score at 11.5 and cut the remainder of the paper. Okay. Then you're going to flip it this way and you're going to score at 1.5 inch. So it's 1.5 inch from the bottom here, 1.5 inch for the bottom to create the 1.5 inch flap that you're going to fold over, and that creates your pocket where you're going to put your tags. Okay, so you're going to score, you're going to fold all those creases, okay, this way and this way, and then what you want to do is cut the little panels here on the bottom to make your flaps fold nicely. You're going to cut that little piece of 1/8 inch panel, and then in the middle here you're going to cut from the score line of, you know, your 1.5 inch score mark. You're going to cut that piece right here, okay, and which is your quarter of an inch little panel here, and then you're going to cut here again your 1/8 inch little panel here, and that just creates room so that when you fold here and when you fold here and when you have your tags in there, it will fold in nicely and it'll accommodate all those tags inside, and it won't, you know, it will fold nicely and, you know, not be so bulky. Okay, that makes sense. And then you create this very perfect looking little booklet. Now if you want to, you know, use this for just, you know, little die cuts or flat tags, then you can just put your glue here and adhere it that way. Okay, and it's just going to create, it's going to create kind of a smaller, it's going to accommodate a thinner tag, because if you put your glue here or your adhesive and glue it directly, you know, that's going to take up maybe 1/4 inch, you know, of room in there from each side, really. So your tag's going to have to be a little bit thinner, you know, not as wide. But if you want to utilize the full space here, from here all the way to here, to accommodate, you know, the larger tag, what you want to do is create some of these little hinges, just using 1.5 inch by 1/2 inch paper. So you want it to be about 1.5, or actually shy of 1.5. You probably want to even, I'm probably even gonna like end up cutting this a little bit. Okay, so this is gonna be like 1.5 and 1/2 inch, and then you're gonna fold it in the middle. And basically what that does is, if you glue it here inside, so you're going to glue here, and then you're going to fold that over, you're going to glue it here, and then you're going to fold your flap over. And I just use wet glue to do this. Okay, and that creates that little hinge there, so you're not taking up space here. You know, your tag will, in essence, go, instead of stopping here because of the adhesive, your tags can actually sit all the way inside in there, because you created the hinge. Okay, I hope you guys are following me. So that's what you do for all your little flaps. And then here I just basically put a magnet, and I use the basic gray magnets here. You put the positive and the negative, and then And then you can cover that up with another, you can mat this, or you can put a little sticker over that to cover the magnet, and then you just close it up, and that's how it works. Okay, so that's the measurement if you're using just the ready-made background paper from artattacksupplies.com. If you're using something else where you want to use your Tilda paper and you want to use the full, 12 by 12 paper, and you're going to cut it in half to create, you can create 2 of these. Okay, but the paper that you'll be using would be 6 inches by 12 inches long. These are going to be your measurements. You're going to score at 2 7/8 inch. That's your first score line. You're going to score at 3 inches. That's the second score line there. You're going to score at 5 7/8. And you're going to score at 6 1/8 to create your again, the middle spine. 9 1/8 and 9 2/8. And you don't have to score here because this is perfectly even the way it is, because it's going to fold evenly. Okay, because you're using exactly a 6 by 12 inch paper. Okay, so you can create 2 of these using just a 12 by 12 sheet. And then you can put your tags inside. Okay, and then you do the same thing. You'd score at 1 1/2 here for the flap. And you're going to cut those little panels on the bottom of the flaps. And it'll fold this way. Okay, and you're making a booklet that is about 1/4 inch thick. So that's it, guys. I hope I made sense and you guys were able to follow me. So I will leave the measurements in the description below so that, you don't have to keep rewinding and trying to figure out the measurements. It's not that complicated, but, again, you have to look at kind of, if you're using like a ready-made card base, background paper, you kind of have to see where that score line is in the middle, because I think each card may vary a little bit, and so you're gonna kind of have to go from there and see how you can create these panels equally, measuring, they have to measure equally, of course, so that it folds properly. And so that's why I gave you guys those 2 measurements, just in case. But let me know if there's any problems with it. I suggest before you even use your card base, make a little template and just make sure that that middle score line is lining up where, like mine was, like how my measurements are. So, okay guys, thanks for watching and have fun creating these little booklets. Bye for now.